Hi everyone, Ken Guzzo here at the North American Academy of Hypnosis, and I'm here to give a special presentation today. As most of you know, I've been speaking at the world's fastest growing and now largest hypnosis conference, which is Hypnothoughts Live in Las Vegas every August. So about 4 or 5 years in a row now I've been speaking there. I love it. I love the people and how we've grown. And Scott Sandlin, one of the co-founders of the conference, asked us to make a special presentation that had nothing to do with selling a course, which I think is an awesome idea, just to get to know each other better. And so the assignment is to come up with a ha-ha, an aha, and a yeehaw. And the aha, this is some embarrassing moment that we've had in our lives. The aha is some sort of a revelation that we've had recently, and the yeehaw is something we're excited about that's coming up in the future. So here goes. My ha-ha is actually the antithesis of a ha-ha because it's the lack of ha-ha that makes it so embarrassing. And I actually had trouble thinking of an embarrassing moment because I don't get embarrassed very often. I don't have the sense to. I just gotta laugh at myself and keep going. But I had to actually ask my wife for help on this, and she reminded me, the Canadian Hypnosis Conference, and oh my God. And it was the lack of ha-ha that was a big deal. So here's what happened. To kind of back up a little bit, my first 5 or 6 years of my career, I just kind of worked in isolation, helping people quit smoking. That's all I did. And I didn't go to any other conferences. I wasn't learning from all these other wonderful hypnotists. I was just working in isolation. And then I came out to the IHF conference and showed them what, Shelley Stockwell, we hit it off like that. I showed them what I was doing and what I had developed. And I was asked to present the following year. And then I was asked to become a member of the Board of Advisors, and then Scott Sandlin invited me to come speak at Hypnothoughts the following year, and then after that, Richard Clark contacted me and asked me if I would do stand-up comedy the following show for the following year. So what was happening was I kind of was getting pulled out into this wonderful world of hypnosis. And my philosophy around that was just, okay, if the universe is calling me to step out and play bigger, I'm going to say yes. So that's what I did. I just kept saying yes. I just kept saying yes. I just kept saying yes. And you know what? Fate and fortune, it all kept on working out brilliantly. Well, Joanne Eady, who's a wonderful woman, she asked me if I would come, and I said I'm going to come to the Canadian Hypnosis Conference since I'm Canadian. And she asked, well, will you put on your comedy show? And I thought, well, sure, I could do that again. The first one over in Las Vegas went over well, so sure. And so I did, and I thought, well, I've already done the show, so I just kind of need to go over my notes a few times before the show, and I should be good. I mean, I already know the material, right? Well, I wasn't counting on the extra load of my family showing up and sitting in the front row of the table. And because they wanted to come see my show, I wasn't counting on my family being there. And there's something about having that extra load of having my mom, my dad, and my brother and his wife right there in the front table, just kind of gave me that extra little bit of, Well, anyway, I'm doing my stand-up comedy, and I was doing gags and bits with props. And what was unknown to me was the first thing I was doing this song and dance, and I was pulling props out of this suitcase, and my prop for the next act had fallen behind the table. And so when it's time for me to do my second act, I'm looking and there's nothing there, and I can't remember for the life of me what I'm supposed to do or what I'm supposed to say. And it's actually on film. Do I dare show it? I've never even looked at this thing since that day. I haven't had the, the inclination or the guts to. But I'll give you this might be my very most embarrassing moment right now, is showing how painful this was going down. So here goes.
That was funny in my head. So, we could kind of do things the way we've been doing
What
it.
in the hell am I going to say or do?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, the prop's got to be in here somewhere. Nope. Okay. Stall. It's going to come into my mind.
Okay. Lost my train of thought for a second. Hold on.
Okay. Skate and stall, skate and stall. That bought me a few seconds.
Okay.
I got nothing. Where the hell? What am I going to say?
Okay. So, what if... I have no idea what I'm going to say next.
So there I am, dangling in the breeze, blowing in the wind, frozen, without the showmanship sense to know what to do to get myself out of this situation. But in the immortal words of James Hazelrig, that's not the most embarrassing part. That's not it yet. Then my mom yells out, "Can I help you, son?" Oh man. I say, "Yeah, Mom, I want to crawl in your lap and suck my thumb right now." "No, you can't help me unless you can crawl into my head and find out what I'm going to say and do." So that's what I said in my mind. Here's what I said in reality.
Yeah, Mom. Okay. Okay.
If I just imagine
So,
like I'm going forward, it's going to
we
pop into my
could,
mind.
We could keep going.
It's gonna
doing
pop
this,
into my
or
mind.
What if I got a different idea? Oh, I know.
And there it is.
There we go. All right. That's why I lost it down there. Okay, ready, guys?
All I had to do was cue the
Let's
sound
start the
man.
show.
So you know what? The rest of the show went on, and it was wonderful, and people laughed, and the people were very gracious, which I appreciated about my Canadian friends and all the people that traveled up. And it went great until I asked for volunteers later for my ventriloquist act, and no one wanted to come up and be part of my disaster. So you know what? I needed one more volunteer, and Jim Wand, gracious gentleman that he is, took pity on me and came up and was actually my volunteer. So that is my most embarrassing moment. Mwah, mwah. The one consolation is that at least no one outside of Canada will ever see that footage. Which leads me to my aha moment. My aha moment is really quite magical and powerful for me because you may or may not know this, but last year I had a heart attack and had quadruple bypass surgery. It kind of snuck up on me, but here's a post that I put on Facebook just as I was heading to be transferred by ambulance to a different hospital for my surgery. Hi everyone, Ken Guzzo here. Hey, I want to tell you a little story. Something really cool happened. I think that is really cool. My body the other night, Thursday night, clued me into something that was not right, and it showed up as chest pain. When my son climbed into bed with me at 2 in the morning, and I was like, this isn't right. So we packed up the kids and went into the hospital, and turns out I had a mild heart attack. So I want you to know I'm feeling fine. The pain went away after about 40 minutes. I've been fine ever since. But what happened because of that was we did an angiogram, and we discovered that on one side of my heart, 3 out of the 4 vessels there are blocked. So in about 30 minutes, I'm heading to a different hospital, and we're going to have open heart surgery tomorrow. And I'm holding all of this. I want you to know, don't freak out, because I'm holding all of this is really, really super positive. My body clued me into something that was wrong in my heart, and I experienced 40 minutes of discomfort, and I'm going to get to correct a problem before there was any damage caused. So this is all a really, really, really good thing. And I'm coming out at the other end of this stronger and better than I've ever been before. So if you can assert that kind of positive energy, then please participate. Don't waste any of your energy being stressful about this. I feel tuned into my body. I feel tuned into the universe, and it's sending very positive things my way and helping me to correct something before it became an issue. So I'll keep you posted on what's going on. I didn't want this coming out in dribs and drabs because now that I've told a few people, and I didn't want you to hear it third party. I want you to hear it from me, and I want you to see that I'm doing great and I'm feeling perfectly normal and fine. Okay? So we'll see you guys soon. See you at Hypnothoughts. Sign up for my post-conference, the Gutso Protocol. If you've already signed up, no refunds. Sorry. We're going to see you guys in Vegas, and we're going to have a great time together. Okay? The ahas are several-fold. One was the aha of the amazing, incredible, heartwarming outpouring of support that I received from all of you, from my community, from my profession. And I left corporate to come into hypnosis. And this is something that's very dear and special to me, that we have really a close-knit community of individuals that are really caring and compassionate, and we reach out and we support each other. And I love that. I want to protect that and grow that. So that's one aha, was just the amazing people in our community. The other aha that I had out of this was the realization on a deep personal level that hypnosis is far more powerful than can be contained by just thinking of it as a change of behavior or a change of mindset. My body transformed with hypnosis. Prior to my surgery, I had wonderful support from Scott Sandlin. I contacted him and said, "Hey, buddy, you're working in the hospitals with the medical profession. How do I make the most out of my hypnotic experience as I head into this surgery?" And he said, "I got your back." And he sent me out a couple of audio programs that he had created for a dear friend a couple of years earlier. Martin Peterson contacted me. He was teaching a class in Denmark, and we arranged a time where they could all do a group healing on me in real time. And I could feel transforming changes happening in my body. And then when they gave me a few minutes just to be by myself, and then they called me back, and we compared notes, and what they were working on was what I was experiencing in my body. It was really wonderfully trippy. And Shelley Stockwell, Nicholas, contacted me when she actually contacted me a few minutes after that video when I was in the ambulance. She goes, "I want to do a hypnosis session on you." I said, "Awesome. This is probably not the best time, but maybe a little bit later." And she gave me some wonderful healing support. And others contacted me as well. I know John Sorbonne sent me some support, and I didn't see it until well after the surgery, but I still really appreciate the outpouring of love and support. But what I did on myself prior to my surgery, for during, and then after, was to hypnotize myself for no bleeding, no scarring, no pain, and rapid cellular regeneration. Well, during 5.5 hours, so what they did was they cut me open with a circular saw, and they opened me up, they collapsed my lungs, stopped my heart, and for 5.5 hours of being open, I required 0 blood. There was no bleeding. After the surgery, there was no pain. I experienced no pain. What I did experience when the nurses were like, "Okay, and how bad is the pain?" And I'm like, what pain? What I did experience when I got home was constriction and cold, and it was like I kind of was shivering in the cold, and I took a Norco, and I started sweating, and I started feeling open and flowing, and I thought, okay, which is better for my healing, cold and constricted, or sweating and flowing? And I made a decision that sweating and flowing was better. So for a day or for 2 days, I took the Norco pills, even though I wasn't experiencing pain, just because my body was clearly registering the pain. And I just wanted that flowing to happen to welcome blood flow and healing into my body. But I experienced no pain, and after that, I let it go. And, you know, even a year later, virtually no scarring, which I appreciate. So that's my aha moment, is realizing how powerful hypnosis is for the body. Also, how important mindset is. You know, for that entire experience, from the moment I was told that I'd need open heart surgery, right through the end, there was no fear, there was no anxiety. And that's not something I feel like I can brag about. That's just something I felt like was bestowed upon me. And I don't know if it was channeled to me from an angel or from something beyond this world, or if it was a combination of that and just how much I've trained myself to reframe people's problems over and over. We're doing hypnosis. I'm always, people walking with problems, I'm reframing, I'm changing, and they're walking out the positives. So when the doctors told me, we did an angiogram after my heart attack, and they said, your heart's all blocked, like 95% blocked, 85% blocked, 87% blocked. We can't even put a stent in. You need open heart surgery. And I said, wow, this is awesome. And they're like, what? I said, how awesome is this? We get to get it fixed before there's any damage caused? Like, that is a blessing. So I said, okay, we'll do the surgery. But in 27 days, I'm planning on being on a flight to Phoenix to take a 2-week training with John Overdurf, and my friend Martin's flying out from Denmark. We're going to hike up Camelback Mountain. And the surgeons looked at me and said, no, you're not. And I said, why are you getting in the way of my recovery? And the surgeon's just like, we'll talk about it later. And he walked out. So who's hypnotizing who, right? That's something I talk to my students about a lot. You know, when those medical doctors, they have a lot of weight and power. And if you're on purpose and have a positive mission, and I felt very in tune with my body and the universe, as I said in the video, I wasn't going to have nurses or doctors talk me into pain, talk me into taking a year to recover. I wasn't going to have any of that. And you know what was awesome? I did go on that flight. 26 days later, I had my staples removed. 27 days, I was on that flight. And I did hike up Camelback Mountain with my friend Martin. And I owe a lot of that to hypnosis and into the mindset that hypnosis creates. So there we go. And finally, my YEEHA. My YEEHA, I am so looking forward to this next year. Each year is more fun for me than the year before. Last year at Hypnothoughts, I hosted a pool party, and as you might remember, I offered the first 100 people there a free drink. Well, way more people showed up to this party than I was expecting to. And I think it ended up being like 250 free drinks or something like that. So so I'm going to do it bigger and better this upcoming year. I'm looking forward to this year's 2019's pool party. I'm going to up the game. I'm not going to divulge any secrets at this point in time, other than to say I want to make as many people welcome as wish to attend. And I think it was really wonderful to have that opportunity to connect prior to the conference in a casual environment, outside in the fresh air, you know, with the pool and the beauty and the palm trees and with each other. And for those who were there, I got wonderful feedback that it was a really wonderful time. And so we're going to do it again this year, and we're going to do it even bigger and better. And with the intention on creating an even more welcoming environment for new people who have never been to Hypnothoughts, and for those of us who come year after year to reconnect and be together. So for all the presenters and all the attendees, I'm excited to reconnect with all of you at Hypnothoughts next year, and there's going to be lots of online connecting between now and then. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to be watching all of yours. I want you to know my goal is to watch every single presenter's aha video, because I want to know the personal side of you. So we'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.